of Sigmar, and today we have a battle report for Blades of Khorne versus Stormcast Eternals. This game was recorded at Imperial Outpost Games, a really awesome game store in Tempe, Arizona. This is a 2,000 point match play game with a battle plan Duality of Death, where heroes and monsters have to control the two objectives in the center, scoring a victory point and healing for the number of turns they've been on the objective. Deployment is also slightly limited, 12 inches away from the corners. For the Khorne Army, we have the infamous Scar brand. For the General, we have a cute little baby Wrath of Khorne Bloodthirster with the unrivaled battle lust, allowing him to charge in his opponent's charge phase. Next we have a Bloodstoker. Over here we have a Khorgorath guarded by 10 Khorne dogs. Over here you got a nice hardy group of 30 Bloodletters. In front of them you can see one of the two groups of 10 Blood Reavers. Here we have the Skull Taker and a Blood Secrator with the Banner of the Blood to reroll charges. We also have a Slaughter Priest with the Prayer Blood Sacrifice to generate extra Blood Tithe points. Here you can see the other Reavers and a Skull Cannon. And lastly we have 5 Blood Warriors on the far end. For the Stormcast, we have 2 units of 5 Liberators. For the rest of the battle line, we have 5 Bow Judicators. For the General, we have a Lord Celestant. He's got Staunch Defender to give everyone around him +1 save, and Armor of Silvered Sigmarite artifact for -1 to hit in combat. We also have a Lord Relictor with Lightning Chariot for a 24-inch move, and an allied Skink Star Priest. Also in the center here we have 2 Fulminator Cavalry and a Lord Castellan. In the back we also have a Gryph-hound. And on the side here we have some Vanguard Paladors. And waiting in the Celestial Realm we have 5 Retributors, Neve Black Talon, Steelheart's Champions, and the Celestant Prime. Khorne, having finished deployment first, forced the Stormcast player to take the first turn. First, the Castellan uses Warding Lantern to improve the Liberator's save, and then the Lord Relictor used the Lightning Chariot to move them forward towards the objective. The Star Priest attempted to buff them more with Mystic Shield, but failed the spell. In the movement phase, the Retributors came down on the back of the board near the Khorgorath. Paladors rode the winds to quickly move to the back of the right side of the board near the Blood Warriors. And the Steelheart's Champions landed nearby. Neve Black Talon also came down successfully and hid behind the Retributors. In the shooting phase, the Paladors killed a Blood Knight, and the Judicators managed to kill most of 1 unit of Blood Reavers. The Stormcast made several long charges, including the Retributors and Neve into the Khorgorath, and Steelheart made it into the Blood Warriors. Steelhearts killed a Blood Warrior, but not without a casualty of their own. The Retributors did not do very well, only managing to kill a few dogs and taking a wound themselves in return. Neve caught several wounds on the Khorgorath, but he managed to kill a Retributor. A few Reavers failed Battle Shock to close out the turn. Without the Reavers in their way, the Bloodletters were free to move up towards the Stormcast. The remaining Reavers in the Skull Cannon moved to hunt down Steelheart's Champions. Scarbrand and his little buddy moved to help the Khorgorath out and take out the Retributors. They both easily made the charge. The Bloodladders made a surprisingly short charge, and so they weren't able to fully exploit the hole in the Liberator line. They did get a good surround into the Fulminators, though. The Reavers also had no problems making their charge. In the shooting phase, the Liberators managed to dodge a Blood Flail. To be expected, the Liberators stood little chance against the Bloodletters, but even two Bloodletters managed to almost take down a Fulminator as well. The Bloodletters attacking first allowed the Retributors to kill the Khorne and cause 6 wounds on Scarbrand. Then the Fleshhounds quickly piled in to block Neve. The Paladors caused a few wounds on the Reavers, but then Scarbrand totally slaughtered the Retributors. The Fulminators also retaliated against the Bloodletters, and with 2 intolerable damage rolls managed to cause over 10 wounds. The dice were cast and Khorne won the roll. The Stormcast would have to endure the dreaded double turn against a Khorne army that's almost fully in combat. If that wasn't enough, to start the turn, Khorne used 5 blood tithe points to immediately pile in and attack the Fulminators. They did not survive the assault, fully freeing up the Bloodletters to charge again. Which of course they did, murdering the Relictor and taking a chunk out of the Castellant. Another quick charge by the Bloodletters freed up Neve Blacktalon to try to take a chunk out of Scarbrand. Fortunately, she generated no extra attacks and only succeeded in a single wound roll. You can probably guess what happened next. Neve stood very little chance against the might of Scarbrand. The general ran in charge to get at these Judicators, and in doing so forfeit his Blood Flail attack. The heroes all attacked, but were not doing well against the Bloodletters. The Judicators and Gryph-hound exchanged minor blows with the Bloodletter. The Stormcast managed to take out the Reavers, but the Steelheart's champions would go down as well. The Stormcast were in pretty bad shape and needed to make up some ground. In the Stormcast turn, the Liberators caused a few wounds on the Slaughter Priest, and the second group of Liberators came up and charged the Bloodthirster General. With Laylo the Tyrant and the Celestin in command, they were hitting very well and caused 6 wounds. Though the Bloodletters were almost dead, the heroes continued to struggle to take them out. Meanwhile, the Paladors were able to finish off the Blood Warriors. The Stormcast continued to struggle with many heroes and units holding on for their dear lives. Initiative was rolled again, and this time the Stormcast won the roll. The Celestin Prime strike down from the heavens, supercharged through 3 turns and ready to turn the tide of this battle. Next, the Judicators caused the final wounds to take out the Slaughter Priest. The Celestin also cleared out a few Bloodletters with his cloak. The Prime made a long charge, going toe-to-toe with Scarbrand. With a mighty swing of the Gaul Miraz, the Prime was able to cause just enough wounds to smite down Scarbrand. Meanwhile, the Lord Castellant, finally free from the Bloodletters, moved up to take the first objective. The Lord Celestin finally managed to take out this Bloodletter unit. Though the Bloodletter General managed to take out the Gryph-hound, he was surrounded on all sides by mystified Stormcast. The Liberators took him down to 1 wound, and then the Judicators finished the job. Khorne was definitely not going to let Stormcast keep this objective. The Skull Cannon failed to hit the Celestin and ended up charging the Paladors. The Bloodstoker took off towards the objective but had some distance to travel. Skulltaker made his charge easily, as did the Fleshhounds. They attacked first and caused 2 wounds on the Prime. The Prime struck back easily, killing half of them. Then Skulltaker made short work of the Castellant, taking the objective for himself. The Paladors punished the Skull Cannon for charging them, taking it out in 1 turn. To end their turn, Khorne got a point and the Skulltaker healed. Stormcast won the roll and it was time for cleanup duty. First, the Bloodsecrator quickly went down to the Comet Strike Scepter. Heroes charged Skulltaker and took him down. In a last-ditch effort, Khorne tried to get revenge on the Celestin Prime. The Khorne dogs were taken out. Though it would go to a turn 5, eventually the Bloodstoker would be taken out to end the game. This was a very interesting game. Khorne was not controlled very well and really got to do everything they want for the first half. It really goes to show that you have to stick it out through all 5 turns. Many games can feel one-sided, especially after the double turn, but as you saw in this game, it's not over till it's over. The Fulminators causing over 10 wounds on the Bloodletters really stemmed the tide of the carnage. After that, the Wrath of Khorne Bloodletter was a little over-eager to get at the Judicators, running right past the Liberators that would eventually kill him. But the dice could have easily went the other way. Attacking the Judicators could have been a key play, taking out the range that was threatening key Khorne heroes. Combine that with the fact that Khorne missed key range attacks, and the Stormcast were really able to come back into the game. Then the last straw is when the Prime came down and caused the exact number of wounds it took to take down Scarbrand. So keep in mind during your games to stay positive, because anything could happen. It's not over until the end of the last turn, and even if you lose, you'll probably learn something you can use to improve in the future. Thanks everyone for watching another Age of Sigmar Arizona battle report. I'll see you in the next one.